Hey everyone, the professor here. Thanks to everybody who's still watching this channel. I promise you I am still alive and I am working on content behind the scenes. I thought I could do a quick review about something that is similar to one of my earliest reviews, which was the review on the Gerber Dime. I got this version. This is the Gerber Dime Travel. So rather than give this a full review, because it's very, very similar to the regular dime, I just thought I'd go over how this thing differs and what that impacts. For starters, what tools are different? Well, your pliers are the same. This does still have the wire cutters that the regular Gerber does, despite it getting rid of most of the other cutting implements on this tool. So I found that kind of interesting. Still has the scissors. You keep the tweezers. You keep the bottle opener. You keep the two drivers. So what's different? So in order to make this travel compliant, they have rid themselves of the little bitty knife blade. What do we get in its place? Well, we get a file. And this file here is much more substantial than the file on the regular dime. The file on the regular dime, as you can see, is that short. The file on the travel dime has the same kind of texturing, but a much longer surface. And it's got the crosshatch. It's still not very deeply ground into it. It's pretty smooth for a file. So I don't think it wins a lot of points here, but you do get a more useful file on your travel. You lose the blade, you get a much longer file. On the other side, instead of the package opener tool that I went on and on about, you lose that because it's a blade, and you get this. This is a zipper hook, or a luggage hook. And it's got two main uses for travel. First of all, if you have a zipper pull break off of a luggage zipper, you can hook this in there and pull to zip up your luggage or unzip your luggage. The other use for this is if you have fabric get caught on a zipper, you can wedge this thin side here in between the fabric and the zipper and then start the unzip process to try to pull the fabric out. Because you're not using a blade as that kind of a wedge, you're less likely to damage the fabric. So that's kind of a nice effect. I mean, they had to put something here, and they obviously are going for the travel theme, so it's kind of nice to see this luggage hook. It's not the kind of tool that I would want to see on every multi-tool, but if you're doing this specifically for traveling involving airplanes, that's nice to have. And I also will point out, aside from the obvious in the name situation where you might want this sort of dime, the other place that this dime could shine is this could be baby's first multi-tool. And I mean that in that because it has no blades, you can trust a child at a younger age with this than you can with something that has a sharp point there and a knife blade here. Small children can certainly find a way to damage things with any tool, but they're less likely to do damage. They're going to have a harder time damaging things with a luggage hook than with a knife blade. If you have children and you're into everyday carry and you want to give, and your kids are asking you for a multi-tool but you don't quite trust them with a knife yet, if you trust them with scissors, the dime travel's not a bad way to go, especially given the low price point. If they lose this and prove they're not responsible enough for a more expensive multi-tool, well, you're only out the price of about $13 to $20, depending on where you get this. So what's changed in terms of ratings? Well, your awesomeness is about the same. Your cost is still in the same tier. Depending on your vendor, this may be actually cheaper than the regular dime, or it may be more expensive. I've seen it both ways. The weight is practically the same. So on this scale, the regular weighs in at about 2.3 ounces, and this one also weighs in at around 2.3 ounces also. It's pretty negligible in weight difference. The Ergonomics, these are very similar tools, although the tools that you're getting replacement-wise may impact Ergonomics a little bit, not enough to change the rating. So where this does change is you've given up a knife blade from the original dime for a file. And to me, a knife blade is more useful than a file. However, that would have made it so this wouldn't be TSA compliant. So I understand why they did that. But just know that you're losing a little bit of utility there. You're also giving up what is really sad to see go, the package opener tool that I love so much from the Dime. And the Dime Travel doesn't have that. It has this interesting luggage hook, but I don't think it's quite as useful as the package opener tool. Although if you do more traveling than box opening, maybe it's more useful for you. This is a travel carry multi-tool, not an everyday carry multi-tool. Slightly different utility there, a situational utility. And then, because you give up the blades, you gain legality. So, original Dime, 4 utility, 4 awesomeness, 6 cost, 7 weight, 5 ergonomics, 6 legality. Travel, 3 utility, down from 4, 4 awesomeness, 6 cost, 7 weight, 5 ergonomics, 7 legality, up from 6. So increased legality, decreased utility. That's my review of the Gerber Dime Travel in relation to the regular Gerber Dime. For everyday carry, I would say this one's better. And if you watch my bout video, I compare this versus the Squirt and make a decision there. I would say this is worse than the Dime, the regular Dime, for everyday carry. But for travel carry, it is worlds better because you could actually get away with carrying this. So, that's all for today. Class dismissed.